What is up, guys? Welcome to another video. Today I'm going over a hidden gem in the market that no one knows about. Today I'll be covering a penny stock that is trading at $1 with a tiny $35 million market cap that just did $160 million in revenue, and this is their first profitable quarter with in terms of positive net income. So this is a hidden gem in the market, like I said, that no one knows about. This one hasn't been discovered. Keep in mind they did $212 million in revenue for Q1 2023 for the first quarter. So their Q2 revenue was down, but what did change is they had positive net income, which they didn't have in Q1 of 2023 with their 212 million revenue quarter. So for the first half of 2023, they've already done around $400 million in total revenue, and they have a $35 million market cap trading at $1. So they're extremely undervalued. You know, this is a company that I have covered before at 90 cents, and it actually ran up all the way to $1.50, I mean, and I actually made money on this play. I'm not holding it right now, but I am watching it very closely, and I do think this one has a lot of potential and just needs volume to run because no one really knows about it. So they recently changed the ticker in July from GRIL, which was Muscle Maker Inc., to sdot Group Inc. So now it's trading at sdot, ticker SDOT. All right, guys, so you can see right here on December 31st, 2022, which was 7 months ago, I actually called this play at 91 cents. I'm going to show you proof. I said I was swing trading this one. One thing to really consider is that this one was up 20% at the time that I purchased this stock. It was up 20% in the last week, up almost around 80% in the last month. But I was so confident in this play that I still decided, to swing trade this one. And, I really don't like chasing penny stocks. Not many people knew about this one, and I also didn't really know about their new subsidiary, also the potential of it as well. So I actually swung this one, bought this one at 91 cents. So back on December 31st, 2022. So you can see I purchased this one right here at 91 cents, and it went all the way up to $1.50. And, really stabilized around that area. Made a lot of money on this play. Not holding it right now, but I am actually watching it very closely. One thing to look at, if this one does dip around 96 cents or 95 cents, somewhere in that area, and doesn't hold, this one could have a further drop, but it looks like it did hold that support level and is trading at $1.06 as of right now. And the company states they have a lot of exciting news, a lot of catalysts coming up. Actually looking at this one, doing my research on it, looking at how the chart looks, I'm actually going to add shares as soon as I end this video. So I'm actually getting in this play once again. Made a lot of money back in 2022 on it, so hopefully I will make more this time. So definitely something to look at. This one actually held support at 96 cents just the other day, and today it actually held some strong support just around the $1 range. Just around $1. It goes back when this one was trading under ticker GRIL, Muscle Maker Inc. Keep in mind they did have a ticker name change just around 2 weeks ago. I called this play at 91 cents, and this was back in December 31st, 2022, and this one went from 91 cents all the way to $1.50. So definitely made a lot of money swing trading this one, and I am looking to get back in because I've been watching this price very closely.
Last week, this company is up 18.4%. In the last month, it is up 62%. I still think this one can continue to run because I don't think that many people know about it. It does not have the volume. The volume is not there. So once people start actually realizing what this new subsidiary is doing and capable of, I think this one can continue to run. That is why I did buy shares myself. Always do your own research on the companies I do. Don't just buy it because I say to. You should always, this is your money you're spending. You should be confident in the purchase and make sure you verify all the information yourself. But this is what I'm doing. I think this one can continue to run because there is no volume here. I think it was still an underreaction. I think this one can still explode, still have a run. So I'm trying to swing this one.
sdot Group Inc. trading right at $1. One thing to pay attention to, if this one does stay under $1 for 30 consecutive days, they will get a decompliance letter from the NASDAQ telling them they have, they can be granted a 180-day period to get this price up organically to $1 plus, or they will have to do a reverse split. But that's not really an issue right now because, they just started trading under $1, for a few days, and they actually stabilized again, but still want to watch as it could dip down. So definitely one to pay attention to. Earnings did come out just yesterday or a day or two ago, and the revenue was down, but they had their first profitable quarter in terms of net income. So that was really good to see. And guys, look at this right here, a $35 million market cap when they just did, $160 million in revenue. Outstanding shares 32 million, so they have a small float. So guys, this one is actually trading at $1.09. Actually developed new support around $1, I believe. So this one actually hasn't went up since I've been recording it. This one is really lacking volume though. Looking at the volume, it is actually picking up today because the average volume, it looks like for the last 10 days is 608,000. Today the volume is 895,000. So guys, you really have to look at this stock, and if you want to get in before people know about it, I think right now is a good time. Looking at their balance sheet, they do have $62 million in total assets. They do have a small market cap, and the NASDAQ does require at least around a $50 million plus market cap to stay listed on the NASDAQ or to comply with it, I believe. Or you can have $50 million in total assets and $50 million minimum in total revenue. And it looks like they do, so they do meet the asset requirement and the revenue, so they don't actually have to worry about the market cap with their small market cap, but they do have $44 million in total liabilities compared to $62 million in total assets, which, isn't the best, but it could be a lot worse. So definitely not that bad there considering their market cap is so low. This one is extremely undervalued. Looking at, you always add 3 zeros on these, but looking at their first quarter 2023, they did $213 million in revenue. Actually look really good, but when it comes down to the net income, they actually lost $1 million in the first quarter of 2023, according to OTC Markets. And something that's really something to look at is their revenue did go down from 213 million to $160 million or around that for their second quarter of 2023, but they had their first profitable quarter in history, so that's something to really look at. And Sdot Group Inc., an emerging player in the global food supply chain sector, today announced its second quarter results ending June 30th, 2023. The CEO Michael Roper and CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, Jennifer Black, will host a conference. Actually, they did this yesterday to discuss the results. So they say they are pleased and proud to announce that Q2 was a strong continuation of the past 2 quarters, highlighted with our first ever profitable quarter in the company's history, says the CEO. They've begun reaping the benefits of their global diversification strategy, which exemplifies our strategic approach to expanding into each of our 3 main business units, which is the sdot Agri-Foods, known as sdot LLC, sdot Farm Operations, and sdot Food Service Operations. By broadening our perspective, we seize the opportunity to venture into new markets and businesses within the global food industry. They say this move not only offers significant financial prospects, but also generates social and environmental value. So some financial highlights: they did do positive net income for the first time ever in history of $190,000 compared to a net loss of $1.8 million for the prior year. For Q2 2022, the company reported Q2 2023 revenue of consolidated revenue of $160 million, a significant increase to only doing $3 million in total revenue just 1 year ago in Q2 of 2022. Marks 8 consecutive months of at least $45 million in revenue per month. Sdot Group Inc., as of June 30th, 2023, had a cash balance of $5 million and a working capital surplus of $7.7 million. So they're really not losing that much money in terms of how much they're actually burning with cash. Net income doesn't always mean true profitability, but they had their first positive net income quarter. So back in July 26th, 2023, just 2 weeks ago, the company announced that Muscle Maker Inc., which was ticker GRIL, has taken a significant step in its journey by changing the company's name to Sdot Group Inc., ticker SDOT. The name change recognizes the company's evolution of their core business and aligns with their strategic vision. So guys, there's a lot of changing in direction for this company we're about to discuss. So Sdot Group amended its services agreement with AGIA LLC, which is reflected in their second quarter earnings. The new amendment modifies the formula by which Sdot Group would issue shares of common stock earned by AGIA for net income generated through our Agri-Foods unit from 80% of net income to 40% of net income on an accounting basis. As a result, the quarterly non-cash expense related to stock issuances to AGIA was reduced by 50% following the amendment. All shares to be earned by AGIA or AGIA, however you say it, under the agreement have been issued and will retain voting rights vesting over time using the 40% of the net income formula. So on June 26, 2023, sdot Group Inc. was added to the Russell Microcap Index, further solidifying our position in the market. sdot Agri-Foods operations, they completed 21 actions in Q2 with the average revenue per transaction of $7.5 million, average COGS per transaction of $7.3 million. These 21 transactions were completed throughout 10 different countries, entered into a strategic service agreement with some company trading LLC, thereby expanding their commodity trade routes into the Americas. So, they are expanding like crazy, have a lot of coverage all over the world. Their food operations unit, 47 units across 2 fast casual concepts, with 32 units being the flagship of their Pokemoto brand. 58 Pokemoto franchise agreements sold but not yet open, shifting to a franchise royalty generating model focused on our Pokemoto concept, restructuring of restaurant subsidiaries, reducing restaurant operating expenses and overhead, as well as working capital demands by closing underperforming units while refranchising or selling most of our remaining company-owned units. So I believe they had around 50 plus restaurants at one point or something like that. Maybe wrong, but they were completely rebranding, refranchising, and they were actually getting rid of their underperforming units that were actually costing them a lot of money. So this is actually a really good time to get in because they're rebranding everything and, really focusing on their strategic outlook for the company. They're seeking strategic alternatives for their super fit foods concept. So like I said earlier, they did 160 million revenue for the Q2 2022, an increase of 157 million from the comparative period back just 1 year ago. See, they had their first profitable quarter. Their margins should or could be increasing in the coming quarters as well as they do all these rebranding, but it could be a slow process as well. That might be why the revenue has been decreasing, because they're rebranding. So definitely risky as well. To see how they do hold up with this major change going on. That's something to look at, how they can recover from that or how fast they can do this. So in the outlook, looking back on the remarkable work they've accomplished, this is the CEO talking right now. They take immense pride in our achievements, but what truly excites us is the boundless potential of our future. They're thrilled to announce that the days, weeks, and months ahead will be filled with exciting news. According to the CEO, as they continue to shape the trajectory of sdot Group Inc., our unwavering focus is on driving shareholder value, delivering sustainable growth, and they say maximizing returns for the valued investors through strategic decision making. Like I said in the beginning, sdot Group, formerly known as Muscle Maker Inc., has rapidly established itself as an emerging player in the global food supply chain. There's a lot of ongoing changes. Definitely one to look at, one that is still extremely undervalued, even with their revenue going down, but their margins actually went up like crazy. Trading at $1. Definitely want to know, this is definitely one you have to watch. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Let me know what other stocks you're watching right now, and I will see you guys on the next video.